What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Back with another, well, I suppose it is a transfer update. Mesut Ozil, the guy who's been at the club for a long time. He's always divided opinion, whether it's, on his ability, whether he should be in the team or not. Today, the news story has broken that Arsenal are trying to cancel his contract immediately. They want to get him out of the club now. News broke yesterday all over the press and the newspapers that Mesut Ozil was left out of the Europa League squad for Arsenal, meaning he cannot play for Arsenal in the Europa League until January. And it is believed he will be left out of the Premier League squad as well. We do have 19 non-homegrown players at the moment. You're only allowed 17 in the squad. And of course, Socrates was the other player, along with William Saliba, who was left out of the Europa League squad. I mean, I do not understand what is happening with William Saliba. We signed him 2 years ago. We loaned him out for a year. He comes back to the club and, nothing. Nothing. In fact, no, we signed him last year, loaned out to Saint Etienne for another year. He comes back and all of a sudden we're trying to loan him out. Apparently it was he needs to go back to France, which I understood, maybe he's not settled. But now they're talking about him going on loan to Brentford. I mean, crazy. Any of you guys, what's your opinion on William Saliba? But let's get back to the main story. Mr. Ozil, I mean, big up everyone in the live and in the comments at the moment. Big up. Thank you very much, bro. Can't wait for the soap opera to end. Just let him go. For real, man. He needs to go now. Terminate his contract and pay him off. Arteta must feel he needs another full season to up his skill and technical confidence. Yeah, obviously with Saliba. Afternoon, my man. Love your channel. I'm sad about Mesut. Sure, it is to do with politics and the decision came from above. I agree with that. I think it probably did. In terms of Mesut Ozil. I mean, first of all, we had all the stuff with Gunnersaurus the other day. Gunnersaurus was relieved of his duties, made redundant. He's been the club mascot for over 20 years. The club let him go because, quite simply, our mascot is used at match day to, hype up the crowd. And we've got no fans in the stadium at the moment. So as much as that decision looked bad, which I understand, they're paying him for nothing. They're paying Gunnersaurus for nothing. So they let him go. The day after, Mesut Ozil decides, I'll reinstate him at the club and I'll pay his wages while I'm at the club. Now, that's a kind gesture, and I'm sure that came from a nice place in his heart, But because of the way Mesut Ozil operates, people were like, do you know what? Is this more PR from Mesut? He does these things. It's kind of backing Arsenal into a corner with that action. And I just think with everything that's happened with Mesut Ozil, the comments he made about China, although I do think he had a real right to say what he said about the treatment of Muslim people in China. But Arsenal obviously took it the wrong way. It cost them a lot of money. And obviously, he refused to take the pay cut during the pandemic, being the top earner at the club. I think they wanted him to lead the way with that. And he refused to do that. And I think this decision has come from above Mikel Arteta. I think Arteta said when he came to the club that he was a big fan of Ozil. He raved about him. He said they were friends. And he was playing him, until the pandemic started and the pay cut was refused. He was playing for Arteta. He hasn't played since. And I think this decision has definitely come from above. Now, how have they handled the situation since the season finished? That is what I want to talk about, right? Mesut Ozil's got 1 year left on his contract, just less than a year now. But surely, number one, you try and get him on a permanent away from the club. Now, we know that's going to be near enough impossible. Who's going to pay Mesut Ozil at 31 years of age, out of form, 350k a week? Cool. You can't get him out on a permanent. Surely, you go to Mesut Ozil with two solutions. Number one, we try and pay your contract off, right? We try and find a reasonable amount of money that you're going to accept to leave the club right now during this window. If we cannot agree on an amount, you have to leave this football club on loan. You will still get your 350k a week and you can go and play football. We will probably have to pay part of your wage and the club that loans you will pay the rest. There is your agreement. They've allowed the transfer window to close. So now you can't loan him out unless he goes to a championship club. Mesut Ozil is not going to do that. So now the only option is you pay him up. And how are you going to do that? We know Arsenal are not a team that want to spend big money when it comes to these kind of situations. Paying up a player is not simple. It is very difficult. And Mesut Ozil is going to be very expensive to pay up. And this is the situation we're in. Now, let's look at this here. Mesut Ozil situation. Right. Arsenal to reopen talks with Mesut Ozil over ripping up his 350 grand a week contract before the January transfer window, but the German is holding out for almost all of his remaining £13 million on his contract. They want to get rid of him. The Gunners are understood to have approached Ozil about reaching a settlement agreement for the final 9 months of his contract. Over the past fortnight, attempts proved unsuccessful. Ozil wants virtually all the remaining £13 million on his deal. Absolute madness. I mean, what a situation they have found themselves in. What do you guys think about it? I know we're all saying just get rid of him, just pay it up. It's not that simple. £13 million is big, big money. You know Arsenal are a tight club. They're not going to want to do that. Man United paid 7.5 million to Alexis Sanchez to leave this summer to go to Inter Milan. How do we get this guy out? A lot of people love Mesut Ozil, right? I've got very different opinions on Mesut Ozil. I don't like the way he has handled leaving the club, the way he's sort of gripping to us for dear life. I won't leave until that contract finishes. Bruv, you can go on loan and go and play football. Why? And this is what I always say with Mesut Ozil. Why is there no willingness and keenness to go and play football somewhere else? Why is it you're just happy to sit here? You're being embarrassed. He's a World Cup winner. He's being made to train with the under-23s. Where's his pride? Even if he said, look, I love it in London. I will go on loan, but the club I go to has to be a London club. I want to stay in my house and where I am. Cool. I'm sure Ozil could have got a West Ham, a Crystal Palace, a Fulham on loan. Do you know what I'm saying? So come on, like, we got to start being serious about this, man. Mesut Ozil, what are you doing? Big up Curtis, always keeping it real. Thanks a lot, bro. Shameful by Ozil. He should meet the club halfway. Exactly, man. The club are paying him huge amounts to be at this club. And he's done nothing for the club for the past couple of years on the pitch. You know, take your pride, go and play football somewhere else. Come to a settlement. Maybe you can't get the whole 13 million, but maybe you get 8 million and, you know, your new club, the wages you're going to get there, that's going to make up for the remaining 5 million that you've lost. We're paying him to be a paperweight and he's fine with it. No urgency or willingness to play football. Big up Curtis. Ozil is not the future, but at this point, the club is violating him for non-footballing reasons. Ozil still has the ability to play a bit part, help us achieve our targets before he leaves. But the problem is, and this is what I've got to say with it, I understand what you're saying, you know. I think a lot of it is for non-footballing reasons, but surely you have to have pride in yourself and you have to judge the situation and say, bro, even if I love it at this club, they're not gonna pick me right now, man. I'm done. I'm done at Arsenal. I've been left out the Europa League squad. They're gonna leave him out of the Premier League squad. Come on, man. Why are you not hungry and urgent to play football? I don't get that. He has zero pride and doesn't care. He just wants his money. That's the way it's appearing, you know? The Puma kit you're wearing right now must be the best from that era by far. Bruv, listen. This kit here, I'm glad you said something about this kit, you know. I mean, this kit is when I didn't like many of the Puma kits, you know, but I love this kit. You know, and this is when Alexis was the man, you know. This kit here, you couldn't talk to Alexis in this kit. He was ripping up every team in front of him. Arsenal captain Aubameyang withdraws from the Gabon squad with injury. Is this true? That is true. He didn't actually turn up for international duty. Apparently, he got an ankle injury in the Arsenal game against Sheffield United. You know that bad tackle, what he got? Apparently, it's a small sprain to his ankle. Everything I've read is that he will be available for the Manchester City game, so no problems there with Aubameyang. Are Arsenal terminating Ozil's contract? Well, this is what they're trying to do. They want to terminate his contract. The problem is Mesut Ozil, between now and the end of his contract, his deal's worth £13 million. And Ozil wants, it's saying there, he wants nearly all of it. You know, he's not even meeting the club halfway and saying, you know, maybe I'll go for 7 million or half of it or whatever. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But let's see. My man Curtis, much love. Thanks a lot, bro. Appreciate your support. Ozil scored a mad goal in that kit. What? But yeah, the Ludogorets one actually, where he flicked it up. One of his better moments. Let's be real. Hit the likes, people. 400 plus eyes on here, and less than 15 likes. Not gonna cut it. Let's go. Big up Zachary. Innit, man? Come on, people. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I want to thank all you lot for your brilliant support, especially during the transfer window. Just gone past 15k subscribers. Only right that I say thank you to you guys. Without your guys' support, the channel means nothing. I just want to say thank you, Curtis Shaw TV, for inspiring me to create my own Arsenal channel. You've gave me the confidence in doing so. I want to be part of the journey. Hey, big up, man. All the best with your channel. Just try and be consistent. You know, that's all I can say. That's my best advice. Just, you know, get going, be consistent, speak with confidence. You will improve the longer you do it. Smash the likes. Yeah, man. Let's hope so. Curtis, I'm so confused. How many times are players allowed for Prem and Europa League squad? Well, as I said, you know, you can have 19 non-homegrowns in the Premier League. No, we've got 19. You can only have 17. So obviously we've left out Socrates and Ozil, and also William Saliba. I wouldn't leave those wages, would you? I'm poor as dirt, though. No, but listen, this is what I'm saying. Ozil can leave, you know, on loan and still get them wages. You know, he doesn't need to sit at Arsenal to pick up 350k. He can go on loan somewhere and Arsenal will pay part of the wages. It's all those who supported him now. Eat your own medicine. I mean, listen, we know, man. There was a real, no disrespect. There's nothing wrong with loving a player. You know, I loved Ian Wright when I was a kid. That's what made me want to support Arsenal. You know, and then Anelka and Henry and players like that, Bergkamp. But it got to a point where people were almost loving Ozil more than the club, you know. And the last couple of years at Arsenal, he hasn't really performed. Now, look at the situation we're in. 350k. He's not playing and we can't get rid of him. Now, I think Arsenal should have maybe weighed this up different. If they're not willing to pay him the money to get him out of the club, which it seems like they're struggling to do so, why are they not registering him and playing him? I don't get it. Curtis, you've never liked Ozil. The guy's being mistreated. I love your channel. Listen, first of all, I appreciate your comment. I can't say I've never liked Ozil. I liked Ozil. When Ozil and, you know, Alexis, them times there, I was a fan of Ozil. The last couple of years, I think there's been a decline in his game. And the style of football to get him to fit in is not simple. It's not simple to get him in that because he doesn't really play with that high pressing style. But, you know, he hasn't been performing. Now, they should have found a solution. That's all I'm saying. I haven't liked Ozil's attitude towards moving on from the club. Do you know what I'm saying? We all know as footballers at any level, at some stage, you're going to have to leave. And he's not making it easy. Big up, bro. Great content. Those likes are not adding up. Smash the likes, people. Bless, bro. Curtis, back in the day, you and Jordan wouldn't shut up about Arsenal. Hey, big up, Stephen, man. Long time. Hope you're well, bro. See, come on, man. We've been Arsenal fans for a long time. This guy doesn't just take his wages. He talks crap online. Mesut. I mean, look, I've got a couple of comments there I haven't clicked on. A guy's just said there, you know, would you leave your wages at Arsenal? Why would he leave his wages at Arsenal? I am not saying Mesut Ozil. You know what? Just cancel your contract and walk out. No one's saying that. That's stupid to do that. I'm being realistic here. What I'm saying is you find a solution. Number one, Mesut, you're a footballer not playing football. Surely that should make you unhappy. Yeah, you love football. You're not being picked. It's clear they're not going to pick you. Why do you want to remain at the club and not play football? That's embarrassing for a player of his standard. Now, either meet the club halfway and get a big pay up, go to another club, and the wages you get there will make up for your overall wage, what you would have got at Arsenal. That's one solution. If you can't find that solution, go on loan, get the new loan team to pay part of your wage, and Arsenal will pay the remainder. Ozil then plays football, and he still receives his 350k a week. Now, surely that is understandable for everybody in the chat. That makes sense to me. What the hell does he want to sit at Arsenal for? Not getting picked. He hasn't even been registered for Europa League. He's going to be left out of the Premier League squad. He's literally not going to play football until January. Now, you can't tell me that just because he's Mesut Ozil, why would you walk away from your deal? I'm not saying cancel your contract with no money. Get yourself the proper money to look after yourself. Arsenal made the mistake of giving him the contract, so he's got every right to say, I need my money before I leave. I get that. But come on, man, find a solution. This guy doesn't seem to have any hunger to want to play football. You guys let me know your thoughts, because a few people are really riding out for Ozil in the comments. It's because he doesn't love football anymore, Curtis, obviously. And I don't think he does. I don't see any real hunger for him to play. I would sit and play Fortnite for 350k a week than play football. I mean, listen, I would want to play football. I'm sorry, I would. I know you might think that's easier said than done. I would want to play football. He's not going to miss out on his wages. He's not. He could go on loan and get the same wage between Arsenal and the new club. So I don't get it. In my opinion, we cannot keep a 350k player not even on the bench. I agree. We've got to find a solution. Word up from Melbourne, Australia. Big up, man. Thanks for your support from down under in Australia, sporting capital of Melbourne. Ozil should be given his wages, then he should leave. I mean, the club aren't going to want to pay him 13 million. 30 million is a lot of money. We saw how difficult finances were in the transfer window. They're gonna want to give him less than 13 million, a lot less as well. But if Ozil's saying, look, man, if you want me to leave, pay me the 13 mil, otherwise I'm chilling. That seems to be what's happening. Yeah, he doesn't want to go. But what does he want to stay for is my question. Ozil's Muslim. He didn't take a pay cut because Arsenal supported China when the Muslims were getting tortured. I mean, it's a very strong point. I don't know if that is true. I don't know if Arsenal were supporting. I think Ozil didn't feel like Arsenal supported him, and his beliefs, which I understand him being annoyed with that. You know how these football clubs are, man. It's very political. They don't, when things are like political things like that, they will try and stay out of it. Even sometimes they should probably step up and back their player. Heck yes, Curtis, 30 million should be paid. This will be a boom for us. Easier said than done, man. Curtis, if I was Ozil, I would move to Spurs, man. Come on, I'm sure Tottenham wouldn't want him, and I'm sure he probably wouldn't even want to go there. You and Turkish need to do streams. I got Turkish on the other day, actually. He came on for about 15 minutes. It was at the end of the stream. But, I am going to do more streams with Turkish. We'll get that sorted out. A lot of people have been asking for that, actually. 30 million lump sum or 30 million over 8 months, what's the difference? I think usually when it's that amount of money, they will spread it over the 8 months. Sometimes they give you a little, part of that payment up front. And then they'll pay the rest over the 8 months. I think, if you get 13 million at once, you'll pay huge tax on it as the player. So you wouldn't want to do that. One day I'll get you on my stream. Hey, man. Send the invites, man. I'm always willing to go on other people's streams. The only reason why Ozil is not picked is because he plays. The Chinese government will not stream the Arsenal games. Do you know what? There are a few things like that. I heard that, they refused to play Arsenal over in China after he made them comments. Curtis, you should bring Kenny Ken on about this topic. Yeah, I haven't spoke to Kenny for a few weeks. I will try and get him on. He's got some great opinions on Mesut Ozil. It's not just money, bro. He's fighting back for forcing him out. That's why he wants to stay. But I don't see what he gains from it. Like, what? You're a footballer, bro. Go and play football. Surely, like, I don't know. He hasn't played since March for Arsenal. We're now in October. They've left him out. They're going to leave him out the Premier League squad. That will get him to January. From March to January without playing football. You're doing that to prove a point? What point is he proving? I can sit here and collect the wages. Cool, we know that. Don't you want to play football, bruv? Don't you want to play games at the weekend? And I ain't talking about Fortnite either. Curtis, would you bring McGoldrick on the show? I have actually spoke to him about coming on the show, so I think that will happen over the next couple of months when he's got some free time. We've got Ozil. You're damn right we have. We can't get rid of the guy. Why are you blaming him, Arsenal? Look, man are riding out for Mesut, you know. But listen, even though you're not happy here, do you not understand the situation? Like, if you're an Arsenal fan, why would you not want to find a solution to the problem? Even if you said, look, I think Ozil should be in the squad, which I could understand that. To me, if Arsenal are not going to pay Mesut Ozil up, yeah, and find a solution to get him out, I think he should be in the squad, in the Premier League and the Europa League squad. Even if you say, you know what, bro, we're going to play you in all them Europa League group games. We'll use you off the bench sometimes when we're struggling to, break them down. See, listen, now this is the point I'm trying to make. He's fighting to play, but they're leaving him out of the squads. So he can't play. So he's fighting for nothing. They haven't named him in the squad. They're not allowed to play him. You register your squad for Europa League before the first Europa League game, and you register your Premier League squad after the transfer window is closed. They are leaving him out of both squads. He can't fight to play. He can't possibly play. He's not available. You know what I'm saying? This is what the 25-man squad was brought in for. So you can only have a restriction on the amount of players that you want to play. So listen, Mesut Ozil might sit there and say, I've been treated unfairly, right? Look, people are saying here, I stand with Ozil. You've got every right to feel like that. That's not a problem. But what I'm saying is, he's fighting for nothing. You know, if you're an Arsenal fan, you must want to find a solution to this. The guy is fighting to not play. Again, as you say here, what about Socrates? I believe this is a political decision because I heard from very good sources that Socrates and Mesut Ozil were two of the three players who rejected the pay cut, right? And that, I think that came from above that, listen, Socrates and Mesut Ozil, they don't play for the club anymore. That's what I believe. And they haven't. But again, we didn't move any of them on. We didn't move any of them on. A footballer should want to play football. 100%, man. This ain't a normal job. This is like a career you're supposed to have loved since you was a kid. And you're happy to just not play. Come on, bro. No one's saying lose out on your money, you know. Get that deal and get yourself the dough. But play football, man. Come on. 100% Curtis. Makes no sense otherwise. Come on, man. Like, comments like this baffle me. F the Arsenal board, I'm with Ozil. I mean, are you an Arsenal fan? Or are you just an Ozil fan? I don't get that. Cool. I can understand if you feel disappointed with the way, he was treated. I mean, let's look at it. Was he, how badly has he been treated then? So if he refused a pay cut, right, to help the club, because he didn't feel like they made a clear understanding of where the money was going, which again, you've got every right to feel like that. If your boss at your work comes to you and says, I want you to take a pay cut on your wage at work, you're going to say, why? Why am I taking a pay cut? I've got a contract for my money, and now you want me to... If they said, look, man, we're struggling to pay people and blah, 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 they're going to have to explain that, and you're going to have to be comfortable with that financially. So I understand Ozil's got every right to say, you know what, maybe I'm not comfortable with that because I don't understand where that money is going. And he's got every right to feel like that. But what I'm saying is, come on, man, find a solution. Arsenal haven't treated Ozil bad the whole time. You know, they've looked after him. They gave him a new contract at a point in his career where he wasn't exactly firing on all cylinders, you know? Almost 1,200 watching. Big up, Curtis. Thanks a lot, man. Your lot support is amazing. You know, even outside of the transfer window, still supporting, still joining in with the debates. Appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Let's get it up as much as we can so the video can get shared. Do you believe Ozil will get playing time eventually? He actually can't. Do you know what I mean? He physically can't get playing time because they are not picking him. They can't change those squads until January. So maybe if they get to January and they can't move him on, maybe they bring him back in. But I think they're going to try and find a solution. Can you ask McGoldrick why he always scores against us? Almost punished us on the weekend. I know, man. He always seems confident when he's playing against us that he's going to get a goal. So, hey, big up from Croatia. Thanks a lot, bro. Curtis Blood Clot Shaw TV. Hey, man, respect, bro. Who over here would leave a 350k per week job? I mean, but listen, as I say, bruv, no one's saying leave the money. I'm saying find a solution. Don't sit at home and not play and just be happy with it. Are we missing 2020 Ozil or just a playmaker? Listen, this 2020 Ozil thing. I mean, look, I'm going to keep it 100. If they can't get him out, which it looks like they're having problems, I would have probably included him in the squads. You know, there's games where we clearly lack the ability to break teams down. Now, I believe Willian can play in the 10. I actually think Saka could potentially play in the 10 as well. With Partey in midfield, maybe alongside Ceballos, Pepe out wide. I think there is creativity from other areas if the system is right. You saw against Sheffield United, when we changed from 3 at the back, we found ways of unlocking teams with Willian in that 10, him and Saka interchanging, Pepe and Willian linking up. So I think collectively we need to create more. But yeah, as I said, if I couldn't have got Ozil out the door, I would have maybe included him in the squad. Big up Sharky with a super chat. He said, Arsenal have betrayed Ozil, singled him out when it came to the pay cut and distanced themselves from the China quotes, but support Black Lives Matter and rightfully so. I mean, I remember when Ozil made that comment, and I do understand that. As I said earlier in the stream, his comments about China, I think he had every right to make. If people are being mistreated in certain countries and you feel strongly about that and you speak up about it, you have every right to do that. And I think he felt let down by Arsenal at that time. But you know what these football clubs are like, man, with politics and these sorts of things. So, yeah, in that sense, definitely had a right to feel unhappy with that. And I get that 100%. Curtis, China have frozen Ozil out of football, not just our team. Any team that plays him will get boycotted in China, and China pays lots of teams for rights to show games. You make a good point. And maybe that is part of the reason as well why Arsenal are not playing him, because maybe they lose a lot of money in China when he plays. Cancel the contract, ban him from the grounds. Oh, mate, crazy. Should we switch to 4-3-3 now when Partey has signed 100%? Partey, Ceballos, Willian, that's the three for me all day long. That is the three. 2 creators, 1 destroyer. Get Pepe back on the right. Build on his confidence after that great goal in the last game. And that's how we move forward. I want to see Pepe starting. Absolutely, I want to see that guy starting. Ozil isn't even on FIFA or PES in China. They really switched on him big time, innit, after them comments. Even Adidas has ditched Ozil. I mean, that is crazy. He's been with Adidas for years. Had a huge deal with Adidas. And they've just bombed him. You know, I seen Ozil in Nike boots. I couldn't believe it. I thought, no, this guy's been Adidas for years, bro. But hey, man. What's your guys' thoughts? I feel bad for Ozil. I don't think he fits in our squad anymore, but he doesn't deserve this. Shameful. This is actually a regular thing that happens in football clubs, honestly. When you've got an expensive player, you're struggling to move. They kind of, they leave you out. They want you to feel so unhappy that you take the offer. Do you know what? I hate it here. I'm not playing. Whatever you're offering me, I'll take it. Curtis, can he even join another club now that the window is closed? Well, if they cancel his contract, he then becomes a free agent. Free agents are free to leave. Danny Welbeck left Watford a couple of days ago by mutual agreement. They cancelled his contract. That will allow him to sign for somebody else on a free transfer. Willian, the new number 10. Yep, for me, that is the role I want to see him playing. Ozil is not picked. That's not his problem. They want to sack him. He does not want to leave. I don't understand what's his problem. I don't know, man. I don't know. He just doesn't seem like he's, desperate to play football, which I don't understand. Ozil was a mistake from day one. I don't know. I think when we first signed Ozil, man, he was a big pull for us. We needed a big signing to come through the door. We just didn't really make the most of him. And I think we kept him for too long. Curtis, I think Ozil doesn't need to cancel his contract. It's Arsenal's problem and mess. They need to take the L and stop shifting the blame. It's their problem. I mean, they have put themselves in that problem by giving him the contract, let's be honest. I'm not an Ozil fangirl, but he can still do a job in some games. Should have kept him in the squad. Possibly should have. Why Arsenal fans hate Ozil is your best club legend ever, mate. Come on, be realistic, man. The best club legend ever. But you need to really think about that comment, bro. And I don't think Arsenal fans hate Ozil. They're just frustrated with the situation. Sometimes it's just time to move on. And I think that's all it is. Totally agree with this. He capitalized on Sanchez leaving. I said a long time ago, Mesut Ozil got Alexis Sanchez deal. I even heard rumours at the time that Arsenal wanted to give Sanchez 350k and that Ozil was offered a new deal, but a lot less than what Sanchez was offered. And when Sanchez left, they then gave his contract to Mesut Ozil effectively because the club were panicking about losing their two best players in the same window. So he got Alexis Sanchez contract. Why are they frustrated? Why are they not frustrated with Stan? I mean, yeah, Stan is the one who gave Gazidis permission to give him that contract. As I said, I think it was a panic. Arsenal need to bite the bullet and cancel Ozil's contract. I think they've just put themselves in a corner now. And the fact this has all been made public because everyone's kind of looking at Ozil and saying, all right, if you can't get Ozil out the door, which we're clearly struggling to do, then you've got to involve him, which I think, is what should have happened. But now they're in a situation where they're not going to involve him. They're leaving him out of squad, so we can't play him. So to me, we have to pay him up. We have to turn around to Mesut and say, look, let's find a solution. You've got to go and play somewhere else. And we're going to pay you up the majority of your contract. First step to get rid of Ozil would have been getting rid of Kolasinac. Oh, my days. I saw that he was left out of the Europa League squad. What about the Premier League? Well, the rumour is he's going to be left out of the Premier League squad as well. So that would mean Ozil, Premier League, Europa League, he is actually not available to play. Whether you want to play him or not, unavailable. So how do we move forward from here with Mesut at the club? He's still training. To me, the club have to watch the situation now and just pay him up. This being public. If I was Mikel Arteta, I would not want to answer these questions in press conferences. I just want it sorted. Big up Curtis watching from Hong Kong. Hey, I appreciate your support. All you guys, where are you supporting from around the world? I really appreciate it. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Just gone past 15k. Thank you for your brilliant support. We keep going from here. Thoughts about Kolasinac starting against Man City on the 17th. Should we play Saka at left back? Good point. That brings me to another subject. So Kieran Tierney, who has been ruled out of Scotland's internationals because Stuart Armstrong, one of the Scotland players, tested positive for coronavirus. Now, even though Kieran Tierney got a negative test, he is being made to self-isolate for 14 days because he was in close proximity with Stuart Armstrong. And what they're saying is, even though you're negative now, he can develop the symptoms over the next 2 weeks and then become positive, which would mean 14 days takes him past the Manchester City game, which means Kieran Tierney's not available and he hasn't even got a positive test. So I know from reading Arsenal's statement yesterday, they are seeking further advice, legal advice, because, you know, to lose Tierney for that Manchester City game would be a huge blow to Arsenal. We simply can't play Kolasinac. I'm sorry. He cannot play centre-back, left wing-back against Manchester City. He can't. To me, we would have to play 3 at the back, possibly play 3 out-and-out centre-backs, and maybe play Saka at wing-back or Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I don't think Kolasinac can be playing. 1,500 watching, not even 300 likes. Come on, people. Big up Ted Watts for the support. You guys smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Got to keep reminding you. But you guys are brilliant with your support, man, and your comments. So, yeah, let's hope Kieran Tierney is available for the City game. The Ozil thing is political. I would say so. I definitely think it came from above Arteta. Curtis, you are brilliant from Ghana. Thank you very much, man. Big up for your support. So glad that we got Thomas Partey through the door. I actually forget sometimes that we've actually got him. What a player. Big up Curtis Shaw TV. Thanks a lot, bro. I'm from Jamaica. I ask Ozil that bad he cannot contribute any at all. I think he can. You know, I think he can, but, you know, they want the wages off the wage bill, man. It's so much money for not much of a contribution. Is it 13 million or 30? It's 13 million left on his contract. So it's a lot of money, but obviously they wouldn't pay him all of it at once. Let's get into this. I like you, Curtis, but I'm shocked how you always questioned Ozil without evidence, bruv. But my question of Ozil did have evidence, because it was things like, you know, let's look at the number of games he's played and look at the effect he's had in them games. I've got no personal issue with Mesut Ozil. You know, I've got an issue with his hunger for football, what he was producing on the pitch over the last couple of years. He played more games under Emery than you probably realise. A lot of people putting in the comments, you know, Emery never played him. Go and look at how many games he played under Emery, man. He had enough time on the pitch to produce. Man, it's so painful, because our squad is a squad that has been crying out for a player like Ozil to thrive in for years, and now we can't even play. You're right, Jake. You are right. Thank you for the super chat. Maybe now with the likes of Partey and people like that, Ozil would have really thrived in the 10, but unfortunately, he's 31 and past his best. People forget that Jose tried to get that laziness out of Ozil at Madrid, and it didn't work, and work rate is something he don't have. You know, Mourinho called Ozil a coward in his book, you know. He said that he didn't want to work for the team. And that is the problem with Ozil. He's changed. He's become now what you would call a luxury player. You look at that kind of number 10 that Mesut Ozil is. There aren't many of them around now. Willian can play number 10. I agree. The number 10 role has changed. You know, your Juan Matas, David Silvas, Mesut Ozil, James Rodriguez. That role is totally different now. You even look at James Rodriguez. He's playing kind of off the wing and tucking inside now. You can't get away with that number 10 who doesn't really work that hard. Ozil's PR stunts have not helped him get game time. I agree. I think he's rubbed the club up the wrong way, but I just think he's angry with the club, with the way they treated him with the whole situation in China, which I understand. Apologies. Big fan, Curtis. Respect from Nairobi, Kenya. We need to get over Ozil. Let's move on. And that's it. It just feels like a story that's ended to me. Curtis, under Arteta, Ozil played all the games up until lockdown. He then said he wasn't taking any pay cut and never played again, not even in the squad. You're right, bro. It's clearly come from above Arteta. Arteta liked Ozil. He was bigging him up. Let's not forget the Chelsea final when he was walking all over the pitch. Hazard was smacking us around and Willock came on and made a huge difference. Even his attitude, you know, when he came off and everything, he just didn't help in that final. Hello, by the way, Curtis. Big up, man. Big up, Curtis, watching from Zim. Hey, big up, man. Where are you, Harari? Whereabouts are you? How many payments are left? 9. His contract ends in June. Just pay it off. We don't need the drama and him not play. I think now this is public. I think Arsenal will have to pay him off. Honestly do. Let's talk about this subject. Let's just move on slowly from Ozil. Buendia. So, even though the transfer window has closed, it is still available for Championship and Premier League clubs to deal with each other. Now, there are a few players in the Championship who are very highly rated. Buendia of Norwich created the fourth most chances in the Premier League last season. I think it was only Trent, Alexander-Arnold, Kevin De Bruyne, and a couple of others. He's 23 years of age, Argentinian former under-21 international. He's been tipped for a call-up for the national team for Argentina, believed to be available for around 20 to 25 million. Would you guys take Buendia from Norwich? The other guy at Norwich that I think we should have looked at, but we've probably messed up in terms of that deal, is Max Aarons. Max Aarons, for me, is a quality player. He was linked with Barcelona, and actually they turned down an offer from Bayern Munich for him. The problem we've got is that we now have Bellerin, Cedric, and Ainsley as right backs. So I don't see Arsenal going to buy a right back. So I think we've missed out on Max Aarons. I would have signed him in this window, to be honest. The third one is this guy, Said Benrahma, 25 years old, left winger, can play in that 10 role. Got great assists last season, great goals as well, contribution, and very highly rated. He's been linked with Crystal Palace. Personally, with Benrahma, I do like him. I just don't think Arsenal will buy a player who plays left wing and number 10, because I just think, with Willian and Saka and Pepe and, all these guys kind of play in that role. And I don't think they will go for a player in that role, unfortunately. Buendia is one that I would look at. Someone said there Todd Cantwell as well. I see people saying Kroenke did well, but the man hurt Arsenal fans for so many years. I'm always Kroenke out. I did a show actually yesterday on AFTV, the Talk is Cheap show. Big up Laurie that I do every week. And the title was, should we put respect on Kroenke's name? And a lot of people went mad, and I was getting, man were going mad in the comments and having a go. I said, first of all, it's just a question. Second of all, listen to what I say and the context with which I'm saying it. I don't think Kroenke does deserve respect for this window, because I still believe he left us short in this window. I still think we should have signed an Aouar as well as Partey to fix that midfield. I would have signed a right back, Max Aarons or Nelson Semedo, and potentially moved on one of our right backs. So I still think we were short. In a window with no financial fair play, I think we should have gone for it. Madrid, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, they've hardly signed anybody this summer. PSG mainly doing loans. It was a great market if he was willing to spend. I think we could have got a head start on teams for this season if Kroenke really backed the manager. Partey, great signing, but I think we could have done more, and I think we should have done more. And we can't forget what Kroenke has put the club through for the past years, selling our best players, not giving the manager the right backing, charging the fans the highest season ticket price in Europe, kits so expensive, all these sorts of things. So for me, I don't put respect on Kroenke's name. He has a long, long way to go before, as a fan base, we should give that man respect. He's just built a new stadium that's cost billions in America, while we can't get a £45 million creative midfielder in Hossein Mawar. So no, there ain't time to be respecting Kroenke. He's got a long way to go. Big up Curtis, Jamaican, living in the British Virgin Islands. Love your show, bro. Thanks a lot, Romeo. I appreciate that, bro. And big up everyone in the comments. Over 1,500 of you watching at the moment. Subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button. Curtis, do you think we can beat City? Why not, bro? Why not? Set us up the right way, though, Arteta, Set us up the right way. Be a little bit more attacking, Don't be so defensive against these teams, as I think he has been a little bit at times away from home. Crexit, yeah, for real, man. I'm telling you. Aarons is better than Bellerin. I think he is at the moment. Facts, yeah. Like you said, Curtis, get Arsenal fans to buy the club. I wish, man. I wish we could buy the club. That would be amazing. The talk is cheap is all about discussion and debate, something that is seriously lacking in our current society. I appreciate that comment, Ted. Thank you very much, bro. It's just, people were really angry with the title. And I said, yo, listen, a man messaged me directly, and said, yo, what are you talking about? I said, bro, listen to the context of how we're explaining it. I, for one, do not think he deserves respecting. We were just looking at, the fact we're now, buying better players, it seems, in Gabriel and Partey. I think the recruitment has definitely improved. Let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for the super chat, bro. It says, with the new additions of Partey, Gabriel, and Willian, we should be getting top 3. Any player who wants to play under Arteta will perform. I mean, I love your optimism. I think top 3 is still going to be very difficult. You got to look at what Chelsea have done in this window. You've still got City and Liverpool. I just think if we can get in the top 4 or win the Europa League and get back in the Champions League, it's been a great season. It'd be great if we got 3rd in the Premier League, considering where we finished last season. But let's go for it. That's what I want to see. I want to see the team go for it and attack these teams, man. Big up Jake with a super chat. He said, do you think that it shows a little bit of lack of class that they aren't showing a little appreciation even after Ozil paid Gunnosaurus his salary? I think they feel like that embarrassed them a little bit. It is a great gesture from Mesut Ozil. I think they just felt like, we look bad letting the guy go and making him redundant, and then you're bringing him back. It makes them look a bit stupid. Curtis, your impression on Pep was jokes. I spilt my drink. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. That All or Nothing documentary, man, with Pep, he goes in, man. Ozil, the PR merchant, he definitely knows how to work the PR. Let's be honest. Spurs or Arsenal for top 4? I think we got a great chance. And as much as I rate Mourinho as a manager, I still wouldn't be surprised if he kind of implodes at some stage throughout the season. It's just, and I think that's something that I could see happening at Tottenham. So I think we'll get top 4. Curtis, I think we can finish 3rd. I hope you're right, brother. I really hope you're right. 3rd would be amazing considering, we finished 8th last season. So this Billy's saying, smart cookie, I thought as much. What was your question, brother? I didn't get your question. You said care to explain. What did you want me to explain? I'm always willing to listen, man. Even if it's constructive criticism, I'll answer, man. Don't worry. Can't Arsenal win the league? Not this season, bro. Let's be honest, man. We all would love that, to be honest. But it's not our time yet. Maybe we can win the Europa League. But I don't think the Premier League, man. I think Liverpool is still a year or 2 at least ahead of us, man. We need another big summer window next year. A lot of people are very optimistic, saying that we're gonna do things this year. Oh, well, apologies, Billy, man. I thought you was calling me out, bro. I was talking to an idiot in your chat, not you. Oh, apologies, man. So the whole Ozil situation is simply worse when we have so much positivity around, and that's what I'm saying. This is where my frustration. You've hit the nail on the head with that comment. It's such a positive time to be an Arsenal fan right now. We've just signed a great player in Thomas Partey. Do you know what I mean? We've signed a great little gem by the look of it in Gabriel. Positive times. We've run 3 out of 4. We're in the quarterfinal of the League Cup. We're moving in the right direction. We don't need this distraction of Mesut Ozil. We need to fix this situation. It's time to end this now. If you ain't going to involve him in the squad, which I thought they probably would have done, pay him off, get him out the club. Let's move on. You make a great point. You reckon we should sell Reece, Curtis? Well, the window's closed, innit? Unless they were to loan him to a championship club. I heard that Reece was available for loan, so I'm surprised he's still there. We can win the league, Curtis. Who gave Leicester a chance? I think that Leicester league title is, something you won't see for a long, long time. It was a one-off. They caught the league unawares that year. And I don't see it happening for us this year, as much as I would love it to. Big up yourself from Nottingham, Curtis. Big up, man. Just joined. Sorry. Hey, Danny, man, better late than never. Don't worry. At least you're here now, bro. Can't Ozil fit in playing with the likes of Partey and Xhaka? I mean, I think Ozil could have. I think he could have. But as I say, I think the decision is coming from above Mikel Arteta. I think he would have been happy to involve Ozil. But I saw these other things. Will you take Cantwell to be our number 10? I said I'd probably take Cantwell as a squad player. I don't believe he should come and start straight away at Arsenal. I think Willian as 10 or maybe even Saka, you know. Curtis, respect on how you handle negative comments. So very positive, don't change. Yeah, I try to be, man. As long as you're not being abusive, man, I don't mind. I'll read comments out even if they're negative, you know. So, but I appreciate your comment, bro. Curtis, do you think Aubameyang should play up top or out on the left? I would definitely look at him on the playing through the middle, as he did against Sheffield United. It's like we've just completely forgotten that he plays through the middle, that this guy scored 39 goals in a season for Dortmund. So play him on the left if you want Lacquer up top, but when he isn't, don't always go Eddie up top. Put Aubameyang through the middle. Big up, Big C. I love your content. One of the realest dons. And why didn't you loan out Ozil? And where do you think Arsenal will finish this season, my G, from New Cross? This is the question I was asking. If they weren't going to play him and they couldn't pay him off, why not loan him? But they obviously, it did say they've been talking for 2 weeks and haven't been able to find a solution. I think Arsenal will finish fourth. My prediction was Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal as the top 4. And I would be delighted if we finish fourth. Curtis, you think Lacquer is heading to an Ozil situation? No need for him in the system. I think if Lacazette doesn't score a lot of goals this season, at least 15 plus league goals, I think they'll move him on next summer. He's got less than 2 years left on his deal. He'll only have a year next year. And I think overall, as much as Lacazette has been a good player, I'm still not sure you could say he's been a major success considering the amount of money we paid for him. And we needed an upgrade on Giroud in terms of goals. And you look at Lacazette's numbers, they're very similar to Giroud. Big up greetings from Uganda. Thank you for your support, bro. Curtis, if Arteta benches Pepe next game, I'll be fuming. We were talking about this the other day, actually. And I was saying, look, man, the thing, though, you've got to do with Pepe, he's come on and played so well in that game. He scored, he worked hard. You're going to destroy his confidence if you just bench him when we play City. You need to start him, you know. Will Partey impact us more than our? I believe so. I believe so because I just think we're crying out for the type of player that that Thomas Partey is. So, yeah, for me, I think that's what we needed. Lacquer has 3 goals already this season. Bro, 3 goals this season is not, you know, that's not I've seen Lacazette have great periods of time. We all have. It's about doing it for the whole season and how many goals he gets. Scoring 3 in your first 3 does not mean you're having a great season. He started the season well, and I hope he has a great season. But, you know, 14, 13, and 10. That is his league goals that he has got in 3 seasons at Arsenal. 14 in his first season, 13 in the second, 10 in the third. For a player of Lacazette's talent, I think he's falling short numbers-wise in where he should be. Lacazette against Liverpool. I mean, he missed a massive chance against Liverpool that would have probably got us a point. But it's understandable. You miss chances, but it was disappointing. Partey will bring physicality and athleticism to our midfield. 2 things that we haven't had for a long, long time. I have a sneaky feeling we're going to win the league. Do you know, I can't believe how many of you are saying that, man. I don't see us winning the league. I love your positivity, though. Yo, bless up, brother. Do you believe the inclusion of Partey will finally unleash the Betis version of Ceballos now that he won't have to play as deep? I hope so. I think you even saw with Willian coming in to the 10 role that it helped Danny Ceballos. I think Ceballos for this season can play that role that Aouar would have played if we'd have signed him. Do you think Lacquer provides other things that strikers can't, such as hold-up play? Yeah, he's very good at that. Definitely. Yeah, I think Ceballos can play that role that Aouar would have played. Now, let's get one thing clear. Aouar is very, very good. Aouar got 5 assists last year in the French league. It's not a huge amount. He's not ripping the place up. He's more of a, keeps things ticking on the ball and, plays a nice ball every now and then. I think Ceballos can get more than 5 assists. If he's playing next to, Thomas Partey. So I think, with Willian in the pocket, Ceballos with a bit more freedom to attack, I think he can cover that role this year with Partey next to him. Would you bring back Ozil and do you class him as a legend? Love from Yemen. First of all, thanks for tuning in, bro. Well, would I bring back Ozil? I might have kept him involved until the end of the season. I'll be honest, as a squad player, rather than paying him up and just spending loads of money. But if they are going to pay him up, I'm fine with it also. Do you class him as a legend? I don't. I got to be honest, I don't. I think he's had some great times, but a lot of bad times as well. Great show, Curtis. What's your thoughts on Aubameyang down the middle? I'm all for it. I've wanted to see this for a long time. Legend for what? I just don't think he's done enough to be a legend, man. Aubameyang down the middle, Big C. A lot of you calling for this, man. And I think he should get game time through the middle. I think sometimes we waste him on the left. Our captain stayed positive things. That was the best bit of news that we got. Breaking news, Ozil, Arsenal omit Germany midfielder from Europa League squad. Yeah, we've been talking about that, bruv. Amazing that he's been left out. I'm sorry, man. I've seen this comment a number of times. I was meaning to click on it. Curtis, if the China situation blows up like the Black Lives Matter movement, then Arsenal is going to have serious egg on their face. Look, I think they've already got egg on their face without that situation blowing up, because he feels like he felt very strongly about huge wrongdoings that are happening in a country, and Arsenal didn't really say or do anything to say, we kind of back you in this situation. So I get where his problem was in that situation, 100%. Your thoughts on bringing Wilshere back? Nah, I think that one's done, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes and trains with us, though. I could see him training. Would you play Ozil or Willock? I mean, let's be honest. If you're talking about number 10 role, you're always going to pick Ozil over Willock, man. That's an easy one, which is why I said I would have potentially used him as a backup player. I don't get why some people say that Aubameyang can't play striker. I've said this a number of times. I don't get it. People seem to have this theory that he can't play with his back to goal and hold the ball up and stuff. He can play through the middle, man. Xhaka and Partey centre mid, Ozil Cam. Well, any hopes you've got of that are going out the window, unfortunately. But I would have liked to have seen Ozil get some games. I know it sounds a bit different from my theme earlier. Look, I'm of the belief that you've got two situations with Ozil. You register him, keep him in the squad, use him when necessary, or you get rid of him, loan him, pay him up, do whatever. We're caught in the middle, and that is my problem. Either situation I would have been in support of. Have him as a squad player, get him fit, give him Europa League, use him in the Prem when necessary. That works for me. Or you get rid of him and get him out the door and forget about him. But to just have him at the club, $350 a week, getting no game time, I completely do not understand that. I do not understand that. Thoughts on Gabriel? I mean, listen, I think we've unearthed an absolute diamond. Now, I don't want to jump ahead of myself because he's going to have tougher games. He's going to play against, Aguero, Kane, Vardy, all these kind of strikers, and we'll really see how good he is then. But from what I've seen so far, he looks tremendous. Balogun and Ketia, I mean, listen, I really like Balogun. I'm shocked he hasn't had game time with the first team. They can't get him to commit to a new contract, so I think that's the problem. Eddie and Ketia, I mean, if you've watched my videos before, you know my thoughts on him. At the moment, I don't think he's that guy, honestly. I think he should have gone on loan, potentially. When he's starting, I lack confidence that we're going to cause problems. He can only seems to score a certain type of goal. He's a fox in the box kind of thing. Ceballos, one of the best playmakers in the league if he has consistent starts. I hope you're right, and I think he can be. Possibly Giroud would have done better with the players around him. Maybe. Giroud needed crosses, man. He needed crosses in the box. That was always the thing. Greetings from Naples, Florida again. Who do you believe are the expendable centre-backs we have, given how deep we will eventually be at this position? I mean, we've got 8 centre-backs at the club. It's unbelievable. Socrates they're leaving him out, so he's going. For some reason, we're loaning out Saliba, which I don't understand. I mean, he's 19. Maybe they've looked at him in training and said he's not ready. Frustrating. I was really looking forward to seeing Saliba in an Arsenal shirt, and he looked decent in pre-season. From Jamaica, Wagwan Curtis, if we are paying a man 350k a week and he's determined not to move, isn't it in Arsenal's best interest to play him? And this is what I'm saying, bro. We're caught in the middle right now. The man's on 350 not playing. What's the point in that? What is the point? Surely we should have involved him if we couldn't get rid of him. Oh, controversial. Giroud better than Lacazette. What do you guys think on that? I don't know. I don't know about that. Giroud was quite limited, but when you give him good service, he's very good. But Lacazette, I think, has got more to his game, but he has to score more goals. The whole team seems to get along with Ozil, even Arteta, so it's probably the board forcing the manager to bench. I've got no doubt that Ozil, he seems very popular in the dressing room, which is why it's a shame that it's happening like this. Big C, you're dreaming fourth. I say fifth at best. In my opinion, you need to put Aubameyang up front to make the top 4. You could be right. You could be right with the Aubameyang down the middle thing. Brentford loan Saliba might be a sweetener for a homegrown signing. It might even be a sweetener for Ben Rama. Maybe they say, you know what, we'll loan you in, but do the Ben Rama deal. Personally, I don't see Arsenal buying anyone out the Championship. There are some good players there, but I just think Arsenal will stop now with what they've got. Do you think we'll see Martinelli instead of Eddie up top this season? I hope so, because for me, I'm a big, big fan of Martinelli, honestly. I think Martinelli can become a superstar. And I think he's better than Eddie. I just hope he gets back fit and sharp when he comes back. Big up Ricky with a super chat. He says, big up C. Ozil overstayed his time at Arsenal. He's wasting the football he has left. He's an old school 10. Doesn't fit the system at the moment. They should have been fixed a long time ago. I mean, why have Arsenal taken so long to sort this situation out? I don't understand what they're waiting for. Big up Ted, he said, isn't the reason Saliba is on loan due to family problems? But the thing what confuses me here, all the talk was Saliba will go back to France. Apparently his mother passed away, which is obviously terrible news. He's obviously got a lot going on in his mind. So to go back to France, I understood that. Go back to France, be around your family, play football for another year. It's unfortunate, but we get you back next summer. But now the fact they're saying he's going to go Brentford, why not keep him within the group and try and help him and, ease him into the Europa League games? I don't get that. Surely the French league was better than the Championship for him to learn about, playing at a top level. Big C, this is out of content, but can you name at least 3 Millwall players, bruv? Honestly, I probably know some of your players, but I couldn't name them without looking. He was about to, and the paperwork was done, but there was no time left to complete final details. I mean, lastminute.com again, Arsenal. Surely they must have known for ages that they were going to move Saliba back to France. How can they not do the paperwork on a loan deal back to the club he was already at? It's a straightforward move, surely. Big up, see, if only people saw the Ozil situation as clearly as you. Too many fans are blaming Ozil and reacting the way the club wants to portray him. It's a bit of both, let's be honest. It's a bit of both. Try Saka at Cam instead of Willian. I think that could work as well. I think both of them could do it. Let's see what he's saying. Hey, big up, man. Hit the like button. Over 1,700 of you in here. Thank you for your support again. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, as he's saying, man. Curtis, you're a striker. You know you can only score if you get chances, and it's a fact we don't create enough chances. Always scraps. Your thoughts? Yeah, you're right. I think our creativity over the past year or two has been terrible. What I would say, look what Aubameyang has produced with minimal service. Do you know what I mean? He won the Golden Boot 2 years ago. He was 1 goal off the Golden Boot last year. So it just shows, if you're clinical, we're still getting enough chances, but we can definitely create more, 100%. 15 goals from Laka, not good enough for Ozil. Ozil, sorry, what am I talking about? 15 goals from Laka, not good enough for Arsenal. 15. I'm thinking, though, if Aubameyang gets you 20 league goals, which he seems to get that as a base every year for Arsenal, if Laka was to then get 15 and you maybe get 10 out of Pepe, I think that's not bad. When you look at last year, Laka got 10. So you put him up at least 5. I think Pepe got around 4 or 5. So you're doubling him. Try and get a few more from midfield. And all of a sudden, we're 10, 15 goals better off. But let's see. Do we have any hope for Ozil because he's a nice player? I don't think so, bro. They're actually leaving him out, so they're not even giving himself the option of bringing him in. Naples again, my G. So Benzema will likely be available next summer, given Real Madrid's current crop as well as targets. Do you think he could make a good veteran acquisition? Benzema, man, we were linked with him time ago, man. I don't think that one's going to happen now. Great player, though. Over the years. Curtis, we will be getting highlights of the AFCV FC team. Yeah, actually, starting in a new league next Sunday. And I believe they're going to put some games out. So look out for them, man. Hopefully we can do better than last year when we lost in the final. London is... Come on, bro. Come on. Even you don't believe that comment. I gave you a moment, though, clicking on it. I didn't even read it properly before I clicked on it. News, thank you for the super chat, bro. I said news, Ozil is responsible for China TV deal going bad. I mean, they seem to be linked. That's the thing. I just would have liked to have seen Ozil with Partey and, maybe him and Ceballos linking up and Pepe and Ozil. I just wanted to see those partnerships and see how they worked. But I do think his time is probably up. I just don't like the fact that we're so caught in the middle. And I think Arsenal could have handled this situation a lot better. And let's see what happens from here, man. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to try, if possible, and do daily streams. A lot of people have been commenting saying they want me to stream daily. I just thought, maybe with the transfer window closing, things will slow down. As long as there's enough things to talk about, I will try my best to stream every day, if possible. As I said, thank you for all your brilliant support. Keep subscribing if you haven't already. Hit the like button. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. If anything else happens, I'll be back on later. But what do you guys think, man? Mesut Ozil, Arsenal are trying to cancel his contract, and they've been spending 2 weeks trying to get him out of the club. And, he wants £13 million, which is the remainder of his contract, to leave the club. Would you pay him the 13 million or would you just leave him with the under 23s? This is a situation Arsenal find themselves in, and it's an interesting one. Whether you like Ozil or not, Arsenal have to do the best for them moving forward. Big up everyone in the chat. Thank you for all your comments. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back later on or tomorrow, and let's see what happens with this Mesut Ozil situation. Have a good day, everyone. Bless.